Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, you're watching us on YouTube, hopefully catching us on NBA TV, we're very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, Tess Mellis.
Thanks for joining us for the FIBA.
To my right, Starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
And finally, international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
Lele.
Yes. What a day for the NBA diehards, the NBA geeks out there. It was like Christmas today, the free agency period, of course, starting. We're going to do our best to talk about as many of these signings as possible. We're actually going to grade them, is what we're going to do. Get the report cards out, drop the letter grades on these. And let's start with one of the biggest ones today, and that was, as expected, Kevin Love staying with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is what he's announcing. He's going to stay with the Cavs. Reportedly, 5-year maximum contract, expected to be about $110 million. He actually told us all this in a first-person essay on the Players Tribune. Love said he has unfinished business that needs to be solved there with a very sultry black and white photo.
It's serious business.
To boot. I don't know if he picks the photos or he just writes the words. Look, nice stuff there from Love. So yeah, Love stays with the Cavs. Let's get to the grades. Well, we like this.
Mm-hmm. We got pluses and everything.
We got a couple A pluses from Tass and Lee. Trey says an A, and I'll go B and I'll explain why in a second. But you guys like this move, Love deciding to stay with Cleveland.
Kevin Love must have brought an apple to the teacher LeBron by the pool because he signs for not one, not two, not three, not four. I'm doing a LeBron here, but we all expected a 1 plus an option or 2 plus an option. That's why I think this is a huge win for the Cavs.
Yep.
I think people can quickly forget how good Kevin Love is because they made this run without him during the postseason after he got injured in the first round. When they all start together, they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Combine the fact that they made all those moves mid-season, and that's how good they looked. They were knocking on the door. All they need to do this offseason is get healthy, get their guys signed, and this is the first step in that.
Yeah, the Cavs basically had 4 different teams last year when you're looking at the injuries and when they're trading for different guys. So to have a little continuity, I think, is going to be huge. Especially that Kevin Love can look at the Cavs and say, they were 2 wins away from the finals. What if I was playing? Maybe that swings one of those games, and then we're playing in a Game 7, and anything could happen. I think that's why you see the unfinished business headline. It just seems like him being around is going to make the Cavs a little bit more versatile because they were playing pretty well when he went down.
I only give this a B for a couple of reasons. Maybe from Kevin Love's side, I did think that he would do the 1-and-1. He would do the 2-year deal with that possibility to opt out in the second year, only just in case, maybe this doesn't go as planned. And you would also get the influx of money there when the cap increases. But a great move for the Cavs to lock him up long term. Though you wonder, with the news from Tristan Thompson signing again with the Cavs here today as well, that's a lot of money. $200 million about for 2 power forwards. I know one of them, and Tristan Thompson, can play the 5, and I would imagine that's what the Cavs are thinking here.
Yeah, well, that's why I gave it an A+, because I think it's actually best case scenario for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've got Love committed long term. They've re-signed Tristan Thompson, who is fantastic. There's no doubt now what's going to happen over the next couple of seasons, at least with these guys. LeBron, he might play around again and have another opt-out after next season. Who knows? But
LeBron should sign a 1-year deal.
And he may do that. But while you have LeBron James, if you're Dan Gilbert, you go all in, and he's put in $200 million worth of investment just in those 2 guys. He's committed to this franchise and this team. I think it's a perfect situation for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, huge pat on the back to Dan Gilbert for going for it. And I think when he got on that plane and visited LeBron last year in Miami, the conversation was, all right, I'll come back, but I've got the opt-out after the first year to sit back, sit by the pool, and watch you make the moves. And if you're not going to make the moves, I can leave.
Exactly.
And Dan Gilbert obviously has bought in entirely. And I think Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love can play together. You saw during the NBA Finals the way Tristan Thompson was out there on the perimeter, really pushing Steph Curry to each sideline. And Kevin Love can hang there in the back if they work out. Tristan Thompson, you do the dirty work. He has done the dirty work. He has earned his paycheck, and he doesn't care about the offensive end, which is, Kevin Love's forte.
Always helps that he does share an agent with LeBron James. That's always going to help. What do you think about
Rich Paul got a little more rich.
What do you think about Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith and the possibility of them also coming back to the Cavs? Do you think that happens and they agree to deals with them?
Well, Shumpert apparently has not come to terms yet. He may eventually do so with Cleveland.
He's looking at the dollar bills going around.
Yeah, I would say, though, he's probably actually more likely to return than J.R. Smith because I think they got a little bit frustrated with J.R. Smith. He wasn't very good in the finals. He had some good moments in the playoffs. But overall, I think that Shumpert, for his defensive abilities, I think gives him a slight advantage over J.R. Smith, though they may both return.
as is the case with all of these report cards, let's hear from you. Let's see the letter grades on Twitter, #TheStarters. What do you guys think about Kevin Love signing for the max there with the Cavs, staying with Cleveland? Let's move on. Again, lots to get to here. We're going to lump two together with the Spurs. Let's give a report card. Let's grade the San Antonio Spurs day, sort of in general, at least up to now, from what we know. Started there with them keeping Spurs forward and Defensive Player of the Year Kawhi Leonard. He's agreed to the basic parameters of a 5-year contract to stay in San Antonio. Could be worth about $90 million.
Yeah, ho-hum, just signing their best player to a $90 million contract. Just doing it quietly again.
In related news, of course, free agent guard Danny Green quickly agreeing to a 4-year, $45 million deal with the Spurs, so he's not going anywhere. They immediately then, of course, followed up that agreement by trading Thiago Splitter to the Hawks, clearing the salary needed to still go after LaMarcus Aldridge, which we can get to in a second. But so far, no LaMarcus there with San Antonio, as of being live on the air right now, that what we know. Do you have your phone out, Lee?
No, not.
Keep checking Twitter, Lee. Keep checking Twitter. But all of us agreeing, whether or not even Aldridge gets over there, that's a pretty good day. Everyone dropping the A+ on the Spurs day.
Yeah, and we just mentioned Iman Shumpert probably looking for some more bucks. Danny Green could have easily done that. I mean, you look at DeMar Carroll that we'll get to, signing for 15 per. Danny Green could have expected that. He was supposed to meet with the Sacramento Kings. Detroit Pistons reached out. His hometown New York Knicks. He said, nah, this team made me, and I'm going to give them a little recognition, pay a little homage to this franchise, and pay a little homage to the guys before me who took less money. So kudos to Danny Green for doing that.
And for the Spurs, they have to love that they're able to bring back both of their starting wing guys. These are maybe the best defensive duo for perimeter players in the league. The league is getting smaller. Everybody needs shooting. Everybody needs versatility. Both Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard can guard multiple positions. They can play on the court at the same time. Kind of a no-brainer to bring both of them back.
I think heading into this, too, we thought, okay, the Spurs, wow, they want LaMarcus Aldridge. They're going to try and make a play for him. That might mean they lose a guy like Danny Green just because of all the books and the cap space there. And to get him, again, to a very cheap deal, that is going to look ridiculously cheap when the cap explodes. This 4 for 45, and then of course keeping Kawhi with no-brainer. That's a good day so far.
Yeah, it is, and I like the way they locked Danny Green up early for that reason, that they didn't sort of get over in love with LaMarcus Aldridge and maybe neglect Danny Green a little bit and make him feel, okay, you know what, I'm going to look around and see what else is out there because there probably is a little bit more money. Spurs taking care of their own first, even if they don't end up with LaMarcus Aldridge, they're still going to have a very good team, even though they lost Thiago Splitter. They'll find a replacement for him if it's not LaMarcus Aldridge, so I don't think they'll be too disappointed with what's happened today.
Yeah, Danny Green, coveted obviously around the league, and also 28 years of age, having to scrap to get to this point of his career. I thought maybe this could have been his big payday. Maybe he would have sought out a little bit more money from somewhere else, but again, being a Spur.
That's what happens when you're a Spur.
Yeah, just hanging out for 11 per, which is all right.
And their day, again, the Spurs may not be over. I mean, they're still working on their new deals with your Duncan and Ginobili's, but then they're still making their play for LaMarcus Aldridge. They have met with him, by all accounts. Now, LaMarcus has been meeting everyone, it feels like. We are scheduled to have a meeting with LaMarcus Aldridge about joining the starter set a little bit later tonight. But we've recently learned that it didn't go so well with the LA visit. Lots of tweets coming from Mike Bresnahan, tweeting here earlier today. LaMarcus Aldridge will not be joining the Lakers. This is what the Times has learned. They were a 50-50 choice, but he disliked the basketball part of the presentation. He and Kobe, Mike goes on to say, didn't quite gel. It's a little vague, but Aldridge apparently didn't quite get the answers from Kobe he was seeking. I guess Kobe spoke for a couple of minutes, and he had said something about envisioning LaMarcus Aldridge looking or working the way Pau Gasol did.
But last night, everything was all cheery.
They had fun at dinner.
It was good, quote unquote good.
Right.
What happened? I don't buy any of these meeting reports.
And Aldridge's camp is already shooting these down, the Lakers. But look, most of us already, whether or not these tweets, thought that Aldridge was leaning towards the Spurs if he wanted to win. He wanted to win right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, the basketball part of it. It's like, well, the Lakers just won't be successful next season and possibly the one after that.
Yeah, that's why it was sort of confusing. You want LA, you're not going there to win right now.
No.
Lots more still to come here on Starters. Take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll grade more of these signings, including the Junkyard Dog, DeMar Carroll going north of the wall to bark. Come on back, you're watching the Starters.
I'm a traveling man, doing all that I can.
Welcome back to the Starters. free agency, frenzy, fever, freak out. We give it all the Fs here on the starters. Lee checking the tweets as we speak. Anything new, Lee?
Breaking news.
Breaking news!
According to several sources, Paul Millsap has agreed to stay with Atlanta for 3 years and $60 million. The third year of that deal apparently is a player option.
Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll get to that a little bit
Staying with the fam.
later in the show. I've had the reportedly offer from the Magic, 4 years, $80 million. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Good stuff, Lee. Keep checking the tweets.
will.
Let's keep grading some of these official signings from today, and we'll lump the Suns moves also together for our report card. Brandon Knight, restricted free agent Brandon Knight, has re-signed with the Suns. 5 years, $70 million, according to numerous reports. Woj, the first with that at Yahoo. Team, they said retaining him was very important to them, a top priority.
They gave up a big pick for him.
So getting him about 14 mil per year. The Suns, a bit of a surprise here, signing Tyson Chandler to a 4-year, $50 million deal. TC averaged 10 and 11 in 75 games with the Mavs after being acquired from the Knicks. So,
taking a jump shot.
Whoa. Let's give the Suns a bit of a report card here in terms of Knight and Chandler signing with them today. I give it a B. Everyone else here at the table, Trey Tatz and Lee, giving it the barely passable C.
Tough semester for the Suns.
You're not liking today's Suns day.
I'll start us off here. It's funny because I like these two players individually, but I'm just kind of confused by the roster structure going on in Phoenix. Let's start with Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler is going to come in, get paid $13 million per year for the next 4 years. He'll be 37 by the time that's done. That's a long time for an older 33-year guy. He came into the league as a high schooler. And also I'm just confused by Alex Len's minutes. I thought Alex Len was coming on as a center. Is Tyson Chandler strictly coming on as a mentor, where they're going to kind of compact those two guys, basically have them earn about $20 million at that center spot? You do have a great training staff in Phoenix.
That helps.
It definitely helps. I'm just a little confused by what's going on with this roster. At the same time, the same thing goes with Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe. Are they shopping Eric Bledsoe? Are these two going to work together?
What are they doing?
Yes.
What are they doing? That's exactly right, because the Chandler fit is fine, the Brandon Knight fit is fine. It's just kind of hard to figure out what they're doing because they have young players who are capable. They could have kept Brandon Wright for a lot cheaper than Tyson Chandler came. Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe, they played 11 games together, so it's kind of hard to tell if anything from that is going to hold up. But they didn't play well together, and it's just hard to figure out who's their starting point guard, who's their starting shooting guard, who do you want to be your leader on the team. They seem to have gotten too good too fast a couple of seasons ago, and now they're kind of trying to stay there, when in reality the Suns are probably a fringe playoff team.
Yeah, for me, it was just merely about Tyson Chandler. Again, at his age, well, I know he played 75 games last year, which is a lot for him, and he is in Phoenix, which is a great situation for an older guy who has had an injury history. But I just don't think they're going to get that same sort of player. I think he's in decline. I think at this stage of his career, he is going to struggle a little bit to stay on the floor. And Brandon Knight, I think he's a very good player, but I'm not sure how that really sort of projects them further into the Western Conference, which we know is pretty deep anyway. So not a bad deal. Maybe C probably was a little bit harsh, maybe more a B- or a C+.
Give it a C+ now here? Look, everyone's a teacher. Everyone's a teacher. We want to hear from you guys as well. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Grade the Suns day with Knight and Chandler. Moving on to our next one. It was a busy day, guys. DeMarre Carroll agreeing to a deal with the Toronto Raptors. He announced it on Instagram. He won the day today because he beat Woj at his own game. Yes, letting us know on Instagram that he will be playing for the Raptors. He said he's blessed for the opportunity. It's a 4-year, $60 million deal with no options, which, crazy enough, makes Carroll the highest paid player on the Raptors, which is a little weird. But overall, we've got some A's and some B's when it comes to DeMarre and the Raps deal here.
I think this town is just going to love the Junkyard Dog.
Absolutely.
He is a fan favorite right off the bat. This team wants a hard-nosed player. They tried to go get Matt Barnes in 2010. That didn't work out. They tried to trade for Tyson Chandler. They've had Charles Oakley there. They've had a junkyard dog in Jerome Williams there.
Second junkyard dog now.
They will be barking from the rafters, and I'm okay with a $15 million tag for this guy because, as we've talked about, as the cap goes up, the number is fine. They need a guy like this to bring in an attitude. I think they handle the Wizards a heck of a lot better if he's around. They deal with Joe Johnson last year in the playoffs a heck of a lot better if he's around. He's not a piece to get him over the top. but he is a great piece at the wing instead of Terrence Ross.
Do you worry at all that he's a system guy? Most of the baskets he got with the Hawks were coming off of assist, and he really wasn't much of a player before he got to the Hawks offensively. They kind of taught him his three-point shot and how to move without the ball. He's going to a Raptor system where they play ISO basketball, and I feel like that's going to be a little bit of a problem for him.
Yeah,
Totally agree with
it'll
that.
definitely be an adjustment. I do like it too. The Raptors desperately need perimeter defense. They need a three that can
get
do that.
killed,
They finally get that in this guy who's only getting better and better and better as he's been in the league. I also think I'm with you with that $15 million. People go, whoa, that's way too much for him. Well, I throw this at you. Is Murray Carroll worth $10 million to you this year, let's say? Because if he is, it's basically the exact same contract, because once that new the cap kicks in, it's going to be comparable to that.
Yeah.
So if you don't think he's a $10 million player, then that's different. But again, $15 million, it's not going to seem like much when this happens, when we explode $30 million there with cap.
Yeah, he's going to be playing no higher than third fiddle behind Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. I just wonder if he and DeMar, though, are a little bit the same sort of player as well. I'm not quite sure if they...
Their names?
Yeah, because of their names. But I just wonder if he's going to have the same success in Toronto as he had in Atlanta, where he had someone like Kyle Korver, who we knew was deadly from outside. I'm not sure if the Raptors have that. May expose DeMar a little bit. But you know what? Credit to him, because he definitely earned that contract from the way he played this season.
It's time to pass the ball, though. That's what needs to happen in Toronto, that's for sure.
Yeah. Final one here before we take a break. Goran Dragic, Miami Heat. He is staying. They reached terms on a new deal to keep the Dragon there. It's a 5-year contract. We're somewhere around $85 to $90 million. And all of this, by the way, all these actual deals, they won't be able to be signed till July 9th or 10th there. The first day players can officially sign the contract, so it's sort of all up in the air as of now. But the report card for the Dragons staying with Miami, again, A's and B's. Everyone in a fairly positive mood here today with all the happenings.
No bad deals this year.
Trey and Lee say B. Tass and I go with the A. Tass, though, gives it the A-.
I just worry about the 5th year
yeah.
and how he is going to age. Although I love Goran Dragic. Again, he was a third All-NBA team last year, had a rocky season. I think this team could get home court advantage.
All right.
Yeah,
Still happen.
if they're
Anything
healthy.
could still happen. That's the Lee Ellis impression.
This
right
is
there.
a discount, too. He could have got the max from this team if he really wanted to. So I think it's actually a fairly good deal for him.
Hoping that they'll use that money to further bolster the roster.
That's absolutely right. All right, taking a break. Coming up, we'll look at some of the guys that did stay put. Your Jimmy Butlers, Cash Money Middletons, so much more. Come on back. You're watching the Starters. Welcome back to the Starters. A few other notable signings from today. You see Anthony Davis signing the massive 5-year, $140 million-ish extension to stay with the Pelicans. Yeah, big number when you see it there on the screen. Jimmy Butler is reportedly going to stay with the Bulls for a 5-year, $95 million maximum contract. Chris Middleton, he ain't going anywhere. He's staying with the Bucks for a very nice 5-year, $70 million contract. Great contract for a young guy like him. And Paul Millsap, as we're just learning live here on the air, is reportedly going to stay with the Hawks in the end. 3-year, $58 million deal. Let's quickly, though, start with Davis. This is really no surprise. This happened very early in the morning. A no-brainer to lock up AD to as long and as much money as possible, really. He's one of the best players in the world already.
It's pretty cool that a small market size like New Orleans gets arguably a guy who's going to be the best player in the game in a couple of years. And they have the 3rd lowest valuation according to Forbes this year. And then you get arguably the best player. It just all kind of panned out.
That's why teams want to win the lottery.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the Sixers do what the Sixers do. You hope you luck into that transcendent number 1 pick that you can then just have really locked up for about 8 years, because you have you're in the lead there to keep him.
The fact that he's agreed to this extension now gives the Pelicans a year, basically a free hit now. They owe it to him to make sure they go out and surround him with really good quality talent, because he's giving a commitment to the franchise. It's on them now to make sure that they are contending while he's in this prime of his life.
Reportedly, the 5th year is an option. So,
Yeah.
that last one, if he doesn't like what's happening,
That's right.
he absolutely can move. All right.
And he's also doing this without having been coached a game by Alvin
By his
Gentry.
head coach.
Yeah, and he's saying, hey, I am a New Orleans Pelican for 6 years. Well,
Jimmy Butler, I said, he is, again, reportedly going to stay with the Bulls. It was up in the air how long this sort of contract was going to be. They threw the maximum qualifying offer at him, which was then going to only allow him to get a minimum of a 3-year deal with another team. So that was a smart play there by the Bulls. They had that card to play. But in the end, he's going for the full 5 years. We're seeing a lot of these guys take not the one-and-one type contracts or the shorter contracts, instead going with the length there.
And it's great for the Bulls. They had to bring him back. He's 25 years old. He's one of the better two-way players in the league, and they got him for what's going to be eventually a discount. The problem now is that the Bulls have to figure out how to play with him and Derrick Rose at the same time. A lot of the time last year, they just took turns running pick and roll. They got to figure out a way to mesh together because Rose was a star before Jimmy Butler became a star, so now they just need a little time to figure out how to play together. I'm sure they'll figure it out, and they'll win the championship next year.
Yeah, I don't think a Bulls fan over here. I do think it's pretty cool to see a guy totally bet on himself, like Jimmy Butler did, rejecting the Bulls, contract extension, 4 years, 44. He said, nope, I think I'm better than that. I think I can make more money than that. And I mean, it paid off
I love it.
huge for this guy. He was absolutely right. It's pretty cool to see.
Good thing the Bulls didn't try to lowball him either here as well, because that was part of it. That last season, people felt that they were offering him a lower contract, and he agreed and went out there, earned that money, and now he's got the big payday for it.
I love the Jimmy Butler quotes as well. He said in December, I don't want to be a star. I just want to be a decent role player on a good team. I'm just a kid from Tomball, Texas. I was getting paid.
Tomball, Texas.
I love when he says that.
Paul Millsap. Again, we just learned this here during the show. They lose DeMarre Carroll, the Hawks do, to the Raps here today, but in the end, keep Paul Millsap. Was there a hand sort of played for them after Carroll decided to jet north of the border in terms of keeping Paul Millsap?
Sure, but there was a report out there that the Magic were offering $4 and $80, and Paul Millsap took a 2-year deal 2 years ago for this day to get paid, as a 30-year-old. And he came back to Atlanta, obviously, just feels a little bit of loyalty to them. So it's great for the Hawks. But a tiny little bit of surprise. I was a little bit worried for the Hawks that he was going to go.
Well, I think, though, that the Hawks did want to keep him, but they wanted to see what happened with DeMarre. Once DeMarre was gone, they knew they couldn't match that sort of a contract, so they really had to make sure they kept hold of Millsap, and they did. The fortress rocks on.
The fortress stays strong. All right, one more break. One more break here on the Starters Free Agency Fever Freakout Show. When we come back, we'll try and wrap our heads around some of the other smaller deals that happen throughout the day. You're watching the Starters. Back with the Starters, a look at some of the other smaller notable free agent signings. Smaller.
Like 20 per.
3 years, $60 million deal. Brook Lopez staying with the Nets. Thaddeus Young, he's going to stay there as well. Al-Farouq Aminu, headed to Portland there. 4-year deal, $30 million. Caught some people by surprise. Mike Dunleavy missing out on all the cash today.
Taking it easy, I guess.
3-year, $14 million. Amir Johnson headed to Boston. Brandon Wright, we're just learning actually, headed towards Memphis. So lots happening on a very busy free agent day. We're going to talk about all of these signings in greater detail on tomorrow's podcast. It's called The Drop. It's up on iTunes and it's up on the blog, so check that out. You're not going to see our ugly faces until we're in Vegas for Summer League. Yes, July 10th to the 20th. We will be at the Samsung NBA Summer League doing live shows every single night from the Thomas and Mack Center. So come see us there if you're going to check out the Summer League action. We had a blast last year.
We had some fun last year, guys.
We wasted so much cake last year. It was unbelievable.
Bring a sign if you're coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, free agency is more expensive than ever.
Brace the night, people.